On the plane, a man sitting behind Lucy stretched his foot out beside her seat. Lucy couldn't believe it. How could anyone be so rude in public? Unable to hold back, she said firmly, "Sir, please put your foot down." To her surprise, Mark didn't feel embarrassed at all. Instead, he argued back. He spoke with complete confidence, as if his selfish behavior were some kind of life philosophy. Lucy was so stunned she couldn't even respond. Just then, a flight attendant came over. Eventually, Mark calmed down and apologized. Lucy graciously accepted his apology and even moved her seat slightly forward to give him more space. She thought that was the end of it. Unexpectedly, Mark said he wanted to give her a gift. Curious, Lucy turned to look only for a stinky sock to land right on her. Mark then stuck out his foot again, laughing loudly and kicking the back of her seat. What he didn't know was that he would soon pay the price for his rudeness. Luckily, the plane landed shortly after. Mark hurried off to a meeting with the company, but at the reception desk, he was completely ignored. Anxious, Mark said, "I'm here to see the boss." The secretary pretended to be busy and told him to wait. Minutes ticked by. Mark grew impatient and said, "Could you please hurry? I'm almost late." Still, the secretary ignored him. Just then, another man walked in and said to the secretary, "I'm here to see the boss. May I go in?" The secretary immediately smiled and replied, "Of course." Mark was stunned. "Why does he get to go in right away?" he demanded. The secretary replied calmly, "Because he's more important than you." Mark was speechless, his face turning red with anger. When he was finally allowed in, he discovered the elevator didn't work. The secretary added fuel to the fire. "It's not broken, you just need an access card." Mark snapped, "Then give me one." But the secretary replied, "Those are for senior staff only." Grinding his teeth, Mark stormed off as the secretary kept scrolling on her phone, completely ignoring him. Running out of time, he had no choice but to take the stairs, racing upward. At last, Mark reached the 23rd floor only to be told the meeting had been postponed for a month. He broke down. He had crossed the entire United States, not to be humiliated like this. Furious, he burst into the boss's office, shouting, "How long are you going to mess with me?" But instead of getting angry, the boss started clapping and told Mark to present his proposal. Mark's hope reignited. He pulled out his documents and began his presentation with passion. A few minutes in, the boss interrupted, "You don't mind if I relax a little, do you?" Mark quickly agreed, but to his shock, the boss propped his feet up on the desk. Stunned, Mark kept going, but the boss scrolled on his phone, barely listening. Finally, Mark exploded. "I've been waiting for hours," he shouted, venting all the frustration he'd held in since the plane. Then came the twist. The man in front of him wasn't the real boss. The real boss was the woman he had humiliated on the plane, Lucy. In case anyone's wondering, this short film is called Rude Guy Bothering Girl on Plane.